Yo, what is going on, guys? This is BarmyTerror, BT for short, and today I am doing a tutorial on the best OBS recording settings that I have found work for me really well, and hopefully with my knowledge of OBS and YouTubing I can pass this on to you. You can make yourself some cracking great videos. Now when you go to OBS, you're going to want to, obviously you won't have it downloaded. If you've got it downloaded, thumbs up on you, but if you haven't got it downloaded already, make sure you go onto Google, just type in OBS and click on the very first tab that comes up. Ignore all the others. Once you get this, it'll say Open Broadcaster Software and it'll come up with their homepage. Click on Download OBS Studios and it'll bring up a little tab here and it'll say downloading. Click on it and go through the installation process. Okay, once that's done, you'll come to OBS and it won't look like this to start off with. It'll look like, it will look like this. White, garish and horrible. Make sure you change this, please. There you go. Looks better already, doesn't it? Okay, when you go onto this, it'll go take you straight to General. Now, General's not actually going to change or affect your recording at all, but it does make the little things a bit easier. For instance, I've clicked automatically record when streaming. This means when I finish a stream, it keeps the recording and I can upload that later on, which I love doing because I like to show the people that don't get to watch my streams, they can watch it at a later date, or for those people that just don't like watching streams can pick and choose what bits they want to watch out of it. However, everything else that was here was already clicked on by default. Now obviously, because this isn't a streaming video, I'm not actually going to touch up on this, and you're going to want to go straight to output. Now I'm going to go straight to the recording tab, and if you would like to see a streaming video, please hit the thumbs up button, like, subscribe, and I will show you a streaming video of what my best settings are for that. But when you first go onto the output, it'll come up with output mode. Make sure this is advanced and not simple. There's two settings, advanced and simple. Click on advanced. Seriously guys, the simple is useless. Click on advanced and it'll give you all this information here. Next you're going to want to do is go on to standard. It'll give you a custom thingy as a drop down menu. Always keep the standard because this is just easier to use. And the custom is just not worth getting into. Obviously, recording path is a bit simple, really. It's where your recordings are going to go. Obviously, click on here and open up a folder, and then click on that folder or make a new folder, and you will all your OBS videos will automatically go into that folder. Obviously, I can't show you because I'm recording on OBS, so a lot of the settings are actually locked for me at the moment. However, for instance, if I wanted to record a video, this is the recording I'm doing at the moment, and as soon as it's done, it'll upload there and it'll be there. But anyway, going down from that, don't bother about the generate file name without space. That doesn't matter. When you're doing your recording format though, MP4 is the one you want to click. Now it'll give you multiple options like MPV, FLV and stuff like that. Don't click them. Most softwares do not have the software to run those sort of video files, and your video files will just be like mushed and like squidgy and stuff like that and just useless. So when you go to MP4, make sure it's MP4 and your videos will come out all normal and beautiful and bright. When you go onto audio track, now it's got 6 audio tracks, but I'm only using the 1 at the moment. I've never actually needed to use the 2, 3, 4, 5 or the 6. Just the 1 for me. But however, if you're using Discord or TeamSpeak and that, and you want to have separate audio for that, make sure you click on number 2, 3, 4, or how many audio tracks you need, and it will automatically do that for you. Now your encoder, NVENC-H264, is the NVIDIA's version of the encoder, and it has its own dedicated encoder within the chip. Which means that your CPU is left to do its own thing. If you're running AMD graphics card or a Radeon, then it will have its own version of that. Obviously, I don't know it, and I'm not too familiar with the name. But yeah, this is the NVIDIA version of that. If you haven't got NVIDIA, then that's not a problem. If you click on this and it'll bring up a 264, you can click on that and you can use that. Or there's another one, but it's not really worth it and it's pretty useless. But yeah, if you want to use the 264, that literally uses the CPU within the laptop. So if you've got a high CPU, such as an i7 like myself, it shouldn't be a problem. However, you may struggle the older the laptop or the less CPU that you've actually got. But yeah, no, this works perfect for me. And I'm running a 780 graphics card, a GTX 780. My brand new laptop that I've got at home is a 1080, and it works just as well, even if not even better. Now, your rescale output for recording, you want to have the highest rescale as possible. If you click that, you can bring it down to 720p, but remember guys, 720 is the video quality that is only going to be available for your video that you're doing. So even if you're recording at 1080, it will always turn to 720. So guys, just remember that. And yeah, you obviously, as a YouTuber, you want the best quality of video, so make sure it's 1920 by 1080. If you're quite happy having a 720p video, then by all means change it to 1280 by 720, and it shouldn't be a problem at all. Now this is where it gets interesting, and this is where all the backbone of your recording comes from. Now, your rate control, basically this is your constant bit rate. Obviously you click it, they're all right, but obviously constant bit rate is probably the best one to go for. And have your bit rate for, I've got mine at 35,000, but if you've got a really good laptop or really good internet speed, by all means you can have it up to 40,000, or even crazy people go for 50,000. But I like to stick mine at 35,000, as I drop the bar slightly lower so I run a little bit smoother than normal. When you go for your keyframe intervals, just keep it at 0. There's no need to change it. You're not streaming, so you don't need an interval or a buffering gap as such. So always keep that at 0. For your preset, keep it at default. Your profile, make it main, and your level, and keep it at auto. Your GPU, make sure it's 0, and your B frames, I like to keep at 2 anyway. Now moving on to the audio. Right, the audio thing is obviously it's still advanced, and you've got your track 1, 2 all the way down to 6. Now obviously, because I'm only using track 1, I've put my audio bit rate up to max, which is 320. This means you get the best quality mic sound that you can possibly get for your recording. Obviously, because I'm not using track 2 and 3, I didn't think to change it, and I don't think I'm ever going to be using tracks down to 6. So I just keep them basically at default, but I've changed to 320 because I like my voice to be perfect and angelic and beautiful. Right, so once you've got that, you want to go down to your audio. Now, your sample bit rate is, mine's at 48 Hz, but if you don't know how to find yours, go down to the volume or the speaker icon, right click it and go down to record devices. Once you've got that, go to the microphone that you're currently using. I'm currently using the Blue Snowball. Double click it and go down to advanced. Mine's at 1 channel 16-bit at 48,000 Hz at DVD quality. That's fine for me. If you've got a 48, if you're on a 44.1 Hz, don't worry, change it down to that. There's not going to be a problem. But if you're using a 48, make sure it's at 48, because if you're low, it gets distorted, like the actual mic. And it causes problems. So make sure you're on the correct hertz for your mic. For channels, I've always kept mine at stereo. Mono, I've never actually changed. And then you get 2 desktop audio devices. I've only got mine down to default, and I've got the other one disabled. My default is nothing special, otherwise it's just my speakers, and as default it automatically uses my speakers anyway. Then it goes down to your mic. Guys, if you're using a mic, make sure you click on this mic, because if you have it on default, it will automatically pick the mic that's inset into your laptop, and you'll be recording. You'll be wondering, why is my voice so quiet, or why is it so distant? It's because it's using the mic that's within the laptop. But yeah, as it says microphone Blue Snowball. If it was at home, it would be the microphone Blue Yeti. So yeah, make sure you click on the microphone one. As I'm not using any other mic devices, they're both disabled, and I've not bothered changing any of these settings here. Now if we click down, we go on to video. Because I'm using OBS at the moment, I can't actually change any of these settings, but my base resolution is 1920 by 1080. keep it at that because that's the best quality of video that you're recording directly into OBS. For the output, if you want your video to be 720, by all means click this down and make it 720p. But as I'm recording, I want my recordings to be 1080p. I keep my output up to 1080p as well. For your downscale filter, make sure it's Lancrus, the sharpening scaling of 32 sample. It's the best one out there. There's no need to change it. There's the bitrate one, or Baikuzu or something like that. I don't know how to pronounce it. But yeah, Lancrus is the best one for OBS at this time and moment, and in time and space, quantum physics, blah blah blah. Anyway, moving on. Right, and then for your common FPS values, make sure it's at 60. Your default will be 30, but make sure it's 60 because then obviously it just makes the quality of the video a little bit better. Obviously, if you only uses 30, you only uses 30, but if you uses 60, at least you got it there. Now we're going down to hotkeys. I don't really muck around my hotkeys apart from I did start recording and stop recording. But other than that, I've not really messed around with this. If you like using your hotkeys, and by all means use them, you can stop the mic sound, or you can stop recording, stuff like that. And if it makes your recordings a little bit easier to use, then by all means play around with this. But this is customizational to your own benefits or your own preferences. Now we're going down into advanced. Process priority. You want that above normal. It will be normal, but you want it to be above normal. Now the best way to explain this is if you've got a game and you've got OBS running at the same time, and both of them are competing for CPU acknowledgement, obviously the game will take over, because OBS is insignificant compared to like being able to run a game. So what you want to do is you want to process priority above normal. So what happens is the game goes, okay, I'll back down and lets OBS run smoothly. If you find that the game, not by all means, this doesn't normally happen, but for some people they do end up having problems with this, and yeah, this is an easy way to fix this, and it just ensures that your video will be smooth and crisp and have a nice finish to it. Now if you go down to your video, obviously I can't change any of this because I'm doing the recording myself. But you want the rendering to be Direct3D 11. You don't need to touch video adapter. For color format, make sure it's NV12 because it's the best one there. And you want your YUV color space up to 709. There's a 609, but 709's got a better quality to it. When you do your YUV color range, make sure it's partial because it doesn't make a difference if it's higher or lower. It really doesn't. What really makes a difference is the 709. Now for all the other bits on here, it's default. I don't muck around with this stuff. This is how I've left it, and if you want to use it, by all means copy that. But it's exactly the same as what you should get anyway. So obviously when you do that, you want to apply and press OK, and that's job good and done. And that, guys, is probably the best recording settings that I've got that work for me. Now you may be wondering why it says encoding overloaded. It's because I'm currently actually rendering my video, as you can see right there, for my next YouTube video. So that's it, guys. But other than that, I really hope this has helped you a lot. If you'd like to see a stream version of this, please smash up the like button. Make sure you subscribe, and yeah, if I don't see you soon, guys, I'll see you in the next video. See ya.